Here in front of me I have two lenses, a 30mm and a 35mm. In theory, right, they should be so similar, but in actual fact they're completely different beasts and for completely different use cases. Today we're going to talk a little bit about who they're for, which one you might want to pick up, and when you might want to use them. Now the reason I wanted to make this video is actually because I started re-editing some footage that I had taken on the FX30 and A6700 at a wedding. And one camera was using this lens, an autofocus photography lens, and the other camera was using Cine Lenses at T1.0. And the footage that came out of both of these lenses are both really nice, but incredibly different. Now what I want to do next is show you guys some footage. I'm going to show you some screenshots from this wedding that I've been editing, and show you just the difference in image quality. Now this is really subjective, okay? Not all cinema lenses are gonna look like this one, but that's kind of the point that I'm wanting to get at. Photography lenses most of the time are aiming to be clinical, sharp, detailed, and clean, right? That's what they want to be, is clean, which is great. And as you can see in these screenshots, the image is very clean and sharp and detailed, and it looks good, you know, there's no complaint here whatsoever. But oftentimes when people gravitate towards cinema lenses, they pick a certain type of lens for its specific or unique flaws / characteristics. Okay, so I'm saying flaws because they're technically imperfections, but an imperfection adds character. So as you can see in these screenshots, the lens is not tack sharp, it's not perfectly in focus, it's not perfectly level, there's some distortion around the edges, but there's something kind of magical about the image. There's something that is much more pretty to the content. And now there's a screenshot like this one, which half the time might be completely unusable. It might look like garbage to you, but in the right moments there might be times that you want to use this kind of look creatively. There could be a time in your story, as you're telling a story, that you want to have this sort of dreamy, sort of contrastless, interesting, sort of bloomy look. And to get that with a photography lens, you're going to need to add a bunch of filters or a bunch of other stuff on top of the lens, whereas a cinema lens is kind of designed to have specific types of character and specific types of looks. Now this isn't the case across the board. There are cinema lenses that are incredibly sharp and clean and nice. For example, Sigma actually makes cinema lens versions of their primes, and they are super sharp, super clean. So if you're wanting super sharp, super clean, you can get them. If you're wanting character, you can get that too. So who should buy what? This is the ultimate question. Which kind of lens is going to be right for you? And the answer is entirely up to you as an individual, entirely up to you as a filmmaker or photographer. Now what I would say is that if you're a photographer, chances are you don't need any cinema lenses, because you're paying a premium for a certain type of build quality and a couple accessories that are built into this lens that you actually don't need as a photographer. But if you're a videographer and you can't decide between the two, you just have to ask yourself what you're filming. Are you wanting a nice, clean image? Are you a one-man band and you need autofocus and all of the bells and whistles that come with electronic lenses? In which case, get some decent photo lenses and enjoy them and get a nice, clean image. On the other hand, if you are a filmmaker, you're maybe working with a crew, or you're trying to do some storytelling, or maybe you're just wanting a really creative, unique look to try and make yourself stand out and look a little bit different from the rest of the crowd, then cinema lenses might be for you. At which point, hop on YouTube, watch a bunch of reviews on different types of lenses, and try to find ones that have the characteristics and flaws that you want in your image. For me, my favorites are these Midicons. I just find them really easy to use, and they're fun because you can open it all the way up to T1.0 and get that super blurry, dreamy kind of look, or close it down a little bit to like F2, and then it's super sharp. Looks really, really nice. So these are the ones that I always gravitate towards, and they just fit the kind of style that I like to shoot with. It might not be your style, in which case don't buy these, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys. This has been a bit of a last minute thrown together video. It was something that just came up as I was editing this footage. If it's been helpful to you, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get to them and help answer any questions that you might have about these sorts of lenses. So if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button, drop a comment down below, or maybe even subscribe as we continue to build this channel. I appreciate all of you for doing so, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.